Welcome back. In this last video, we're going to talk about bank reconciliations, profit and loss statements, and making a monthly to-do list to keep us organized. First, let's talk about why reconciling your bank statement with the QuickBooks transactions that you recorded is so important. Here's an example of a bank statement, which you can download a PDF of from your bank. Some banks even allow you to upload your bank statements right into QuickBooks. You'll need the statement to reconcile your books. Bank reconciliations confirm that payments have been processed and deposit amounts match what's actually on your books. It's a control for error to help you make sure everything's correct. Here's what the Bank Reconcile screen looks like in QuickBooks. Let's go there now. From the home page, go to the navigation bar and select Accounting, then select Reconcile. Select the bank account you want to reconcile. Let's go ahead and do checking. Now, from your bank statement, first make sure this beginning balance amount matches. Then you're going to enter the ending balance from your statement and your statement ending date. Now, because this is a sample company, we can't really reconcile the books. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter the same balance amount here of $5,000 and put an ending date of June 30th. Then I hit Start Reconciling. Now, what you want to look for is up here in the upper right-hand corner, you want to have that green check mark and a difference of 0. If it's not 0, you're going to have to go ahead and go down this list of transactions and select or deselect different transactions until you can get the balance to 0. If something doesn't seem right, you can select the little arrow here, and you can either save for later or close without saving. That'll allow you to go back and make edits to your books and then come back and try and reconcile the bank accounts. If the difference is 0 and everything looks great, then you can go ahead and click the green Finish Now button. Great, and you're all done. Now, there's a lot of financial reports that QuickBooks allows us to make, but because this is a beginner's video, I just want to focus on the profit and loss statement for now. In future videos, I'll talk about other financial reports that you can create. At the end of the month, you may be wondering how you did. As a business owner, it's important to know what percentage of your income is coming from which services you offer, how much you should budget for certain expenses, and if you have enough cash flow to hire an employee or expand your operation. Creating reports and financial statements not only provides necessary information for preparing your taxes, but also helps you make good business decisions and plan for the future. Now, there are many types of financial reports, but in this course, we're just going to focus on the profit and loss report for now because that's the one you're going to use most often. A profit and loss report shows you how profitable your business is by summarizing income earned minus expenses. This report shows you the net profit or net loss for a specific time period. For example, you can make a profit and loss report for the entire year or for just 1 month of business operations. You can also compare profit and loss reports from different months to see which month of the year you're most profitable in. Let's go into QuickBooks and learn how easy it is to create a profit and loss report. From the home page, I want to navigate over to Reports. And you can see here, QuickBooks gives me lots of different reports. But all the way on the top under Favorites is Profit and Loss. That's the one I want to show you for today. Now, remember how I mentioned that the Profit and Loss report is for a specific date range? Up here is where you're going to put in the date range. It's already set to show me year to date, but I could either go here and select to see this week, this month, this quarter, or I can go over to the date and put in a custom date. Let's look at May's. And remember before how I talked about accounting method, whether you were cash or accrual accounting? This is where you want to select which one you're running the report for. Now, because I don't have any accounts receivable or accounts payable, I'm going to select cash. When I'm ready, I click Run Report. Here's my report for May. Another thing I want to show you is if you have a question about any of these items, you can go over to the amount, click on it, and it will take you to a screen where you can see all of the transactions. You can also even perform edits from this screen if you don't agree with which account it was categorized in, for example, or if you need to make a change to the date. Now, when I'm ready to export this, I can go over here and it gives me the option to either export to Excel or export to PDF. This allows me to save it on my desktop and share it with other people that might need to see the reports. For example, people who may request to see these reports would be bank lenders, your accountant or tax preparer, business advisors, and anyone interested in purchasing your business. You can also print from this screen, and you can email it to someone or yourself. One of the toughest things about doing your own financial recording and bookkeeping is finding the time to get organized and actually sit down and get those tasks done. I've created a neat little monthly task list that you can download after this course, which will help keep you organized and on schedule. Now, I know that bookkeeping can be very stressful, but one way to keep your stress levels down is by working in a plan where you're going to do your bookkeeping regularly. By regularly doing some housekeeping on your financial reports and on your record keeping, you're going to keep your stress levels down and you're going to be way more organized. You'll also have a way better idea of where you're at and what the health of your business looks like. So I've created this little monthly task list, and this is a downloadable Excel sheet that you'll get to use, and you can edit it in any way you want. But here's some suggestions on what tasks need to get done at what time each month. Up on the top left, you'll see by the first of the month, I want to do my income and my expense recording. So for both of these, I want to look back at the previous month and record any business income I received for that month, and then I do the same thing with the expenses. I would also upload or file any receipts for those business expenses, and I'd match them to the recorded expense transactions in QuickBooks like I showed you. Over on the right column, you can mark it as done when you've finished these tasks. By about the 10th of the month, you want to get your bank reconciliations done. By the 10th, you should have received your bank statements for the previous month. And since you know all the transactions have now been recorded, you can go into that reconciliation screen and do that reconciling. You don't want to wait and have it pile up and then have 6 months of bank statements to reconcile. And oftentimes by then, you may have already made some mistakes and it would be too late to remember what the accurate thing to record is. So it's better to stay on it and do it every month. Also, by the 10th of the month, you've finished all of the things for the previous month, so you can go ahead and generate that profit and loss report for you and export it to your desktop so you can save it in a file folder and have a profit and loss report for every month. Then at the end of the year for tax time, you can generate one for the whole year. Also, by about the 15th, it's a good idea to check in and see if you have any unpaid bills you need to take care of. You want to also check and see if you have any outstanding invoices. So check that all the clients are up to date on paying you and see if there's anything outstanding that's unpaid. Email follow-ups to clients who owe you money. And remember, there is a way when you make invoices in QuickBooks to set a reminder that will automatically go out to clients who have unpaid invoices. By the end of the month, you want to make sure you've issued customer receipts to all of your customers. Now remember, if they paid their invoice through QuickBooks, they will have already been issued a receipt. But all your other customers, you want to make sure you give them receipts. And I even like at the end of the year for regular customers to issue them all a customer statement showing what they've paid me throughout the entire year. That way I can make sure that my books match theirs. And that's kind of more dependent on what industry you're in. A little bit on troubleshooting. You'll get this slide as well, and I just want to show you that up in the upper right-hand corner on the home screen of QuickBooks, you can click Help at any time, and there's also a Contact Us button to get in touch with a QuickBooks expert.